There, I'm Dr. Jill Wener. I'm a meditation teacher, tapping practitioner, author, podcast host, and I'm excited to be doing this tapping sequence on fear today. Lots of stuff to be afraid of during COVID, and I'm going to jump right in. If you need to watch the intro to tapping, you can check out my earlier video on the basics of tapping. And right now, I'm going to tap on fear relating to going back into public after getting COVID or the vaccine, um, uh, not feeling safe out in the world. And if you're having fear about something different, then tap on that instead, and you can just kind of fill in the blanks with whatever it is that you're feeling fear about. So make sure you have a pen and paper. Write down how strong your fear is right now. Scale of 0 to 10. Where do you feel it in your body? And we're going to go through that. And again, specifically what you're having fear about. And you can join in and say the exact things that I'm saying, or you can substitute with whatever it is that you're specifically afraid of. As long as you're keeping your own intentions of what you're afraid of in your mind, it'll still work. All right. Even though I have, and for the purposes of this, I'm going to say I have an 8 out of 10 fear in my chest. Even though I have this 8 out of 10 fear in my chest about going, I've been vaccinated. So I'll say for me, it's going to be my fear of going back into the world after the vaccine. Even though I have this 8 out of 10 fear in my chest about going back into the world after the vaccine, I love and accept myself. Even though I have this 8 out of 10 fear in my chest about going back out into the world after getting the vaccine or after having COVID, I love and accept myself. Even though I have this 8 out of 10 fear in my chest about going back into the world after getting the vaccine or having COVID, I love and accept myself completely. This fear in my chest, this 8 out of 10 fear. I'm afraid. The world seems like a scary place now. Constantly having to think about every action that I take. After if you have had COVID, after all I've been through being sick, the world feels like a much scarier place right now. And some of you may even have dreams about mask wearing and not mask wearing, which I absolutely do. This fear of going out into the world without a mask. When will I feel safe? When will the world feel safe again? This fear after having the COVID infection. This 8 out of 10 fear. This fear in my chest. This fear about the world not feeling safe anymore. All this fear. Pause. Take a deep breath. All right, now check in. How do you feel? How strong is your fear? Excuse me. How strong is your fear? Do you still feel it in that same place in your body? Has it moved? Have any new emotions come up? Any aha moments or insights? Now, of course, I'm not recommending that we go out into the world without masks just yet, even if we've been vaccinated, because we're still waiting on data to see if the vaccine decreases the rate of spread as well. But there's just that feeling of like, oh my God, not having that, what's that going to be like? All right, so let's, I'll say for the, I'm doing this more for you than for me. So I'll say that the fear has gone down to a 5 for the purposes of this. So we'll continue, and it's still in my chest. This remaining 5 out of 10 fear in my chest. This fear. I'm afraid. The world doesn't feel safe anymore. I feel my heart pound whenever I go out in public. Afraid to be in crowded areas. Afraid that I'll never feel safe around other people again. Even if I've gotten the vaccine and it's been proven to be safe in terms of transmitting. This fear. This remaining 5 out of 10 fear. This fear in my chest. Simple things like getting on an airplane or going to the grocery store or going to a birthday party. Those don't feel safe to me. A whole world of unknown risk out in the world. Okay, so now let's pause. Deep breath. Check in with how we're feeling. Rate the fear from a 0 to 10. Where is it in the body? Have any other emotions come up? If a strong emotion has come up, you may want to stop and tap again from the beginning with the new emotion. Have any other insights, aha moments, memories, anything like that come up for you? And we'll tap one more time through. I'll say it's gone down to a 3. This remaining 3 out of 10 fear. This fear in my chest. This fear about going back out into the world. After all I've been through with the infection, nothing feels safe. Feeling physically reactive to the thought of going into outdoor spaces or outside spaces, public spaces. This fear. This remaining 3 out of 10 fear. This fear in my chest. Afraid to leave my house. Afraid to re-engage with the world. Not knowing what could come next. Not wanting anything bad to happen to my family or to me. Not ever feeling quite sure that I'll be protected. This fear of the unknown. This fear of leaving the cocoon. This fear of what comes next after COVID. Okay, let's pause. Deep breath. All right, so same as we have been, check in. Where's the fear from a scale of 0 to 10? If it's like a 2 or 1 or below, it's okay to start tapping in some positivity. If it's still at a 3 or above, go back to the beginning of this video and keep tapping on the fear. And this, these emotions can be very, very deep seated, and it's totally fine if you're not down to a 2 or a 1 or a 0 right now. Please don't feel any sort of pressure that you should feel amazing just yet. And what I'm going to do now is start tapping on the positive. So let's start doing that. Feeling this fear leaving my body. I've taken the steps to protect myself. I've been vaccinated or have antibodies against COVID. And although it's unknown, I'm going to trust my intuition on what feels right for me. A little bit of fear is healthy and allows me to be cautious and protective. But this fear doesn't have to control me. There's a lot of beauty out in the world that I miss. And as I feel this fear lifting, I feel excited to get back in the world again when the time is right. And maybe wearing a mask is going to be part of everyday life more than it used to be. And I know I'll do the steps of what it takes to be there, to be safe for me and my family. Slowly but surely, that fear will ease away. I feel that fear leaving my body. Also recognizing that we've been through a traumatic event as an entire society. And it's going to take time to heal from that. And allowing that healing process to occur as it occurs, bit by bit, and embracing that healing. Allowing myself to be receptive to that healing, bit by bit, as it occurs. It's taken 11 months to get here, and it may take some time to get back to feeling normal in the world. This collective trauma can lead to collective healing. Feeling this fear leaving my body. This fear in my chest. Feeling lighter and more expansive. Allowing myself to feel hope. Okay. Pause, deep breath. And just check in with how you're feeling. How strong is the fear? Have any other emotions come up? Maybe some sadness, maybe some anxiety, maybe some overwhelm. Lots of things can come up, maybe boredom. That's been going on too. So whatever emotions are coming up, honor those, and you can go back and tap through those, just substituting that word in, that emotion in, and what goes along with it instead of fear, as you rewatch it. And if you have any aha moments or insights you'd like to share with me, I'd love to hear from you, hear how it was. If you have any suggestions on what you would like me to tap on in future videos, I'll be doing a few more of these. You can learn more about my tapping programs on my website, www.jillwener.com. I do one-on-one tapping sessions, which can be done. They're actually all done virtually now. I have an online tapping course, how to create your own tapping sequence, and also an online tapping course for physician burnout. I also do groups. So if there's like you work in a healthcare center, or you want to do a wellness program, I can do a group session with really great benefits. So if there's anything about that you'd like to discuss, feel free to reach out to me. And I look forward to hearing how this was for you. And I'll be back in another couple days with another video.